there we go. There we go. All right. Let me close,
Man, that wasn't easy. That's kind of difficult, huh?
All right. This took, hey, we actually been here for 2 hours, but we figured it out. And I'm recording now. You keep going in and out.
I know.
Oh, man.
I tell you, we're supposed to be professionals and look at it. I suck at this shit.
I know. Had to Google it. Sorry, I got COVID, but it's all good because we're not next to each other.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I feel bad for all the people I'm hanging out with, but what's up, man? I didn't close my door because I'm like, you got like paintings in the background, and I'm like, I need all my walls are white. You know what I mean? Like
So you left your closet open?
Left my closet open, so I have some texture, I did it on purpose.
Oh,
if I close it, everything. I don't have
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
For
I
some
can hear
reason,
you.
I don't think my microphone is working.
I can hear you. You don't think I can hear you?
Yeah, I know you can hear me, but I don't know if it sounds good.
Oh, it sounds great. Sounds great.
Oh,
Does my microphone sound bad?
No, it sounds great.
Okay, cool. This is a brand new laptop, so
all right.
That's around. You know what I mean? I spent all this money, bro. Somebody gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying, bro?
So what's up, man? What are you doing, man? What are you up to?
Oh, I'm chilling. I just got done. I had a coffee with some other comedian, and we were just, he was a newer comedian. He was like, "Hey, man, can I ask you, a couple things?" And I just gave him the tips that I knew, and he was really grateful. So that was pretty cool.
But what do comedians like do when y'all hang out? Like, because I always get this impression that as comedians hang out, y'all just sit around telling jokes to each other.
I mean, we kind of just do what everyone else does, but it always ends up doing that. It always ends up like people are like joking, and then you try to tag their joke, and then it's just like, can't.
And you always like try to like looking for material, like one up in each other, like. Yeah. What if, but what if, but what if, but what if?
So what do like fighters do? They all like punch each other and stuff?
Yeah. Well, no, it's true. Like as fighters, man, like when we go to shake each other's hand, like we give each other a hug and it turns into a body lock. And then we start kneeing each other.
You're like, hey,
every time.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You be dripping sweat. Still got it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We got to introduce what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it. So this is the Dean and Preach show.
That's right.
Right?
The Dean and Preach show. Yeah.
So I guess I listen, this is the first episode and of us doing this podcast. Look, Dean is obviously if you're an MMA fan, you already know who Dean is. He is one of the GOATs. I love hearing you break down fights, bro. Oh my gosh. Because I'll like you'll always have a different perspective that I'm not seeing. Like I'll like watch a fight and then I'll even re-watch a fight. I remember re-watching fights and then they'll bring you in. You know how they bring you, and you always slip in a joke. You always slip in.
I do. I slip in a little sneak diss every once in a while.
But you'll say something. Then I forgot. I think I messaged you randomly while I was like, man, I watch this fight so many times, but a lot of times I don't watch it with the sound because I'm watching it illegally. So So I can't say that. Can't say that. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I always pay. But so I heard you like say something that I forgot what it was, but something I watched the fight multiple times, and you said one thing, and I was like, I didn't even notice that. And it was just, you just have a different mind, but of course you do because you've been in fighting for so long, But yeah, man, brilliant comedy mind.
I mean, man, listen, I've been doing this a long time. So how long? So for me, man, I got started in MMA. It wasn't even called MMA. It was back in '95.
Wow.
It was. So like we was just out there like as kids pretending that we was Hoist Gracie. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how long I've been doing it since like, and helped develop the sport that it is. So so the things that we're watching, like I helped develop that. So like that's why I can kind of pick up on certain things that other people can't.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I mean, because I can only imagine. That's like if someone was doing like, because that's around the amount of time like Dave Chappelle or like, Chris Rock. I mean, Joe Rogan's been doing comedy for how long? He's been doing it, a minute. I mean, that's a minute.
30 some years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like another, all the like the veteran comedians been doing it at that amount of time. Who are you about to strangle? What's going on with the string? What's going on?
Oh, I'm holding on to my headphones.
Oh, okay.
I'm just holding my headphones. You see, only a comedian would pick that up because you guys don't let nothing get by. You guys are so hypersensitive to everything.
I'm like, who are you about to strangle, bro? Because this whole time you talking, like, wait till they come inside. They think I'm not gonna. They think I'm not gonna get them. Is that a microphone?
Yeah, well, it's a mic on there, but I'm not even sure it's even on right now. I don't even think it's on right now. It's fine. If you can hear me, it's fine.
I can hear you. It's great. Right. Oh man.
So I just want to clarify, this is our first episode. So like if things are a little unorganized, this is our first episode. You know what I'm saying? We got many more to go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. First episode of the greatest MMA podcast show of all time. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I love MMA, and I love watching MMA. And I was like, man, I could talk about it all day. So
hold on, how did you get into MMA? Because when I first met you, you was just a kid. Like you was doing comedy throughout Florida, and you was a kid, and you was an MMA fan like way back then. This was what, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, whatever, how long it was ago?
Bro, it's so funny. So I guess I should tell how I first met you. Yeah, so I first met you was at the comedy competition in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Right? I was at Palm Beach Improv, and I remember like you just came up to me. You were super nice. Super nice. You did not have to be as nice for as famous as you are. So I was like, I just remember like I did a show and I bombed so bad. I remember, bro.
You did not bomb. You are totally.
Well, I know I didn't place first, second, or third. And I had the worst. The only person that had a worse set than me was some dude in the wheelchair. There was some guy. Yeah.
He got a lot of pity laughs though.
Yeah, he got a lot of pity laughs, but he was the only person that had a worse set than me. And I don't even think I think I had a worse set than him. I think I had the worst set of the night. But I remember after the show you came to me, he was like, "Hey man, great job, so funny." And I was like, I don't know what he's seen, man. But I remember you like we followed you, we followed each other on Facebook, and then you were just always nice to me. And then I remember that was like, when was this? This was in 2000 and oh my gosh, 13. So this is 10 years ago. Wait, no. It was it was 13. It was 10 years ago. Wow,
man,
that was 10 years ago. Because I remember I bombed that year, and then next year I got second place, and then the following year I won, and then I moved to LA, and then after a year after that I got on my first big TV credit, and then everything started going well. But I've been an MMA fan for. I remember watching like Anderson Silva with my brother, and we was like, man, that black dude good. And that's what we were thinking. We're like, that black dude is killing everybody, man. You know, he got on the mic, and he's like, and I'm like, yo, what is Mike Tyson voice? You know, and because his voice was so high, and so I remember being a kid thinking like, oh, so like, and I remember being sad because my voice had finally started getting deep, and I was like, that means I can't fight. Because you got all
because you got to have that high pitched voice.
Yeah. I was like, Mike Tyson got a high, weird voice.
True.
You know, you got Anderson Silva, and I was like, I'll never be a good fighter. And but I just remember I wasn't ever trying to be a fighter. I just remember watching it, and I just remember seeing like this when UFC was on like Spike TV, and they would do like the Unleashed and stuff. I remember watching you. I didn't even realize it was you fighting until later on. But I like seeing your fights, and because they would just replay a bunch of UFC. They would replay a bunch of fights. They would do a whole bunch
Yeah,
of cards, and it was
that
yeah,
was like the only way I could get love, man. Was like Unleashed would play
yeah,
like all the old, mid 2000 fights, man, and I would always be on there.
yeah, yeah. You would always be on. I didn't even realize it till like, bro, I swear to you, it was like years later, where I was like, wait a second, I seen this. Oh, this is him. Like, or like you shared it on your page, and I was like,
Yeah,
I see the whole fight.
yeah.
I see that whole fight. Yeah, at least they would show y'all, a bunch. But yeah, so you started in '95, and when did you retire?
2013.
2013. Wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty late.
yeah.
I thought it was earlier than that. Yeah, it's okay. 2013. Okay.
2013, had my last. Well, I mean, like I think I had my last fight in 2012, but I think 2013 is when I officially was like, all right, I'm not going back out
That's
there.
when I met you.
Yeah,
You were still fighting.
I mean, I think legally I was still like in my heart, I still was like in my heart, I was a fighter, but I
Uh,
knew I knew at that point I was like, I'm done, man. I can't go out there and fight no more. Like, and that's the problem. Like, guys don't know nowadays, man. Like they
yeah,
still think they can fight. But for me, like I knew it. I was like, man, I can't go back out there. I'm gonna get killed.
yeah, yeah. I remember I posted you though. I was like, oh, this guy is real cool, and then someone was like, you know, D Thomas. You know, D Thomas. You know who it was? It
Who's
was
that?
Kermit Gonzalez. You know who that is? He like he helps out a lot with the training and fusion. You know,
Oh
MMA. And
yeah, 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 yeah. I know him.
yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. But I remember him like, but you know, Dean Thomas, man.
Yeah.
And
Is
I was
that? But is there a thing in comedy where like is a comedian is just like, man, you ain't got it no more, man. You might want to chill. You might want to hang it up.
nah, comedy, it's like fine wine. You know, it's just you just get better and better. I mean, well, that's not true because it's almost like it's almost like so. This is what happens with comedy. Comedians get so good, and they get recognition, and they're just they're just so funny. They've been doing it for so long that they stop trying. They stop trying, like they stop writing, and they stop going and doing new bits and stuff like that. So it's almost like they stop training. So there are
Yeah,
comedians that kind of stopped. They kind of stopped growing, and you notice it. Yeah. So I guess that kind of, but they're still like it's weird because they're still so far ahead of the game
yeah,
that you don't really. It's only the I would say like people 10 years and up kind of notice it. Like the newer comedians,
really.
they don't know. They're like, oh man, this person is great, and it's like no, they're doing the same jokes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess it's with MMA, right? With MMA, they do the same moves.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like in MMA, like if you get figured out easily like that, where you doing the same stuff, you gonna start getting beat
Yeah,
and you start losing, and then the new guys come up and just rip you
yeah.
apart.
Like Valentina, I called that fight. I was like, she's gonna
Yeah,
get submitted. I was like, because she like is everyone's like she's gonna destroy her and all this stuff, and I was like, she hasn't really done anything different for a long time. So, and then it's crazy that she timed that kick that she does a lot because she was like
mm-hmm.
she does a kick all the time. So I'm just gonna wait till
Yeah.
she does the kick. She did this wait till she did the kick and like submitted her, but it's like she's great, but she's kind of been doing like the same thing.
Well, and so when I think about Valentina, I didn't think I knew she's easy to game plan for because I actually helped train Amanda twice for her.
Yeah,
And so I knew how easy she is to game plan for because she does the same stuff. But I
yeah,
didn't think that Alexa Grasso had the skill set to do it. Because like you can game plan for it, but will you have the skill set to be able to execute? I
yeah,
didn't think
yeah,
Alexa Grasso had it. And she did. So she proved
yeah.
me wrong. She
Yeah,
did.
I should have. I was that was the only fight I got right that night. By the way, I was one for like five. Like,
Hey, don't feel bad. I've been horrible on my picks like the last three shows, man.
yeah, yeah. I thought Jones was gonna get. I thought it was a wrap. I
Me
thought,
too.
yeah, yeah. I thought Jones was gonna get. Because I was like, well, I definitely didn't. I was like, he's definitely not gonna get outstruck. But then it was. This is what scared me is when Jones like maybe did. I think he did like a. I think I don't know what, I think Gon like did a punch and jumped way back. And I was like, whoa, why are you scared, Gon? Like, what's going on?
Dude, man, he got terrified.
He got
And
terrified.
for sure, and this is something that I know you as a comedian, you could relate to this. Like you can be good on a small stage,
Yeah.
but when
Oh,
them but when that but when them lights hit you and you look out there and you see all the famous people and
yeah,
it's brighter and the walk is bigger and the media is more,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
he totally doo-dooed himself.
But you didn't think that was gonna happen because he's so chill. I
I
mean,
know.
he seemed like he was just not like phased at all, you
I
know?
was, but he's always been so cool and calm in fights, but it got to him, man, and you could see it. It got to him because he got, like you said, he jumped back, man. He was running and he
Yeah,
was scared.
yeah. And it was like, bro, like, why are you running? I'm not, I mean, I'm not in there, but John Jones has never been like a one punch knockout. You didn't even do that.
No,
Like, Gon didn't even do that with Francis,
I
you know?
know.
So it's like, why are you jumping back with someone with less power than Francis? I mean, he was in the pocket with Francis. I remember that. And I don't know, because they trained together. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
and
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
so
Yeah,
he's familiar with him, so
yeah,
he
yeah,
knows. Yeah, so I think that was. But with John, like I thought they were in the small cage. The
yeah.
way he cornered him that easily.
Bro, he just walked them down, man. It was crazy. I was there. I was
I didn't even
there.
know, dude. I saw like your Instagram. And I was like, there were preachers here. I didn't even know you was there.
Yeah, yeah. You were there?
Yeah, I
Oh
was
man,
working.
yeah. I knew I seen you. No, no, I was there, man. I got some floor seats. My kids are not gonna go to college, but it's all good. I had a lot of fun. You know,
so,
it was awesome, man. And it's crazy because being there, you're like, it's a worse view,
I
than
know it's horrible. It sucks.
it sucks. It sucks, but it's the energy. Like
Yeah,
there's nothing. I don't care. It's not the same as just watching it in your living room. Being there is like people like freaking out, and it's just like it doesn't look as cool live, but it actually looks more rough live. You're like, oh, yeah,
yeah, it sucks.
yeah,
That's why, like I watch on the monitor. Like I'm
yeah,
right up here. I'm 5 feet from the cage from the fight itself,
yeah,
and I watch from the monitor in front of me because it's just a better view.
yeah, yeah. There was like a pole in the way. There was like, like there's a pole in the way. There was some guy that was like, I mean, oh, it was Kendrick Martin. It was a basketball player that's sitting right in front of me, and I was like, bro, like, you're a basketball player. Why would you sit right there? Like I just hated this dude, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm over here like, whoa, that's crazy. That's, I'm trying to see. I don't know. People yelling at you, sit down. It's like, bro, I can't. They got this giant dude in front of me, but yeah. I mean,
so, so this weekend, man, we got some big fights.
we do,
Usman
we
and
do.
Leon, the trilogy. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
What you got?
How could I got? It's so weird. It's
Right?
so weird because you know how like people like I don't know, like I really don't know. I really don't know because I'm like I feel like the obvious choice is Usman because he was still doing work up until then, but it's like Leon is really good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, he's really good. If I had to pick anyone, I would. You want to go with Usman, but it's like he did get his back taken in the first round. You know,
He got destroyed in that first round.
he did. He did. He almost got like submitted in the first. He was
Yeah.
like he was grabbing in the gloves and stuff like that, which is like, hey man, do your thing, man. Cheat. But he got destroyed in the first round. In them last 3 rounds, he was just tired because they were fighting in the,
Yeah.
and they're
Altitude.
not gonna be in that altitude anymore. Which for me, I think people say that he was tired because they find that altitude, but they're not gonna be doing that anymore. But it's like that means that Usman's still gonna have an advantage because he still trains in there, so he can even go at a higher pace than what he was doing before. So it's like, I don't know, Leon's gonna have the confidence, and
Well, Willie though, that's the thing is Willie have the confidence. Like I don't know if Leon's going to have the
So
confidence.
he knocked him out,
I
and he
know.
handled him in the first round. So it's like if they had even if he yeah, he knocked him out in the last round, and then he was whooping him in the first round, and he lost the middle rounds. So you don't think he had confidence built off of that?
I don't know, man. Like here's why I don't know if he's going to have confidence. Not necessarily because of that, but sometimes we think fighting at home is an advantage, but sometimes it's not.
Derek Lewis.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes like you looking out in the crowd and you saw that dude you went to school with in the third grade, you thinking like, oh man, I can't let this dude down. And then
Yeah.
you start getting nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got a lot of people to please, and a
Yeah.
lot of people are hitting him up asking for tickets, and a lot of people want his time, and a lot of people. It's a lot of pressure on him right now to be fighting in London.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, he said in the press conference he's never lost in London though. So he's always had not this much pressure. This is an insane amount of pressure.
This is new. That's what I'm saying. There's so many different new variables that it's so hard to tell who's going to win.
Who you got?
If I had to choose, I would have to go Usman.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that's kind of the obvious choice.
Yeah.
But I can see a world and different scenarios in which Leon Edwards wins. Like a lot of them. I could see it.
Can I say this? Your Usman impression?
Oh.
With the glasses.
Yeah. Yeah. He got mad at me.
Oh, he got mad at you?
I think so, man. He low-key got mad at me, but he didn't really want to say it because he knows it's childish, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he was
yeah.
kind of like, okay, mm-hmm, okay.
I see them laughing in the comments though.
Yeah.
He was cracking up. Yeah. That's funny, man. Oh man, it kills me, bro. Because he does kind of like has this, this smooth talk, He kind of just
yeah.
Yo, did you see his impression of Leon's coach at the press conference?
No, I didn't see that.
It was great. I wish we could just we're new. This is the first episode, but I wish I could be like Jamie, pull it up, and then it just video.
Well, yeah, right. Listen, yeah. I promise you, folks listening, we are going to have all that technology soon.
Absolutely. It's a wrap for the game,
That's right. As soon as we're able to pull up little clips, it is a wrap for the game.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't even know he impersonated Leon's coach.
It was so funny. I mean, I can show you on here, but it's like, it's gonna be a little ghetto, but it was it was so funny because they were talking about let me see this clip right here.
Technically, like I said, altitude affected me. I've never lost or truly drive of energy with the fans, my family, my friends being here. It's always pushed me forward to do well, and Saturday night it'd be no different.
You said first fight. That was the second fight. That wasn't the first.
Apologies, already, man.
What's the excuse for the first fight? What was the excuse for the first fight?
What's the excuse for the fucking head kicking up?
Good comeback.
There's no excuse. There was no excuse. Beautiful technique.
My hand came down and you landed it.
What was your excuse for the 3 rounds before that? Getting your head beat in.
Get your head beat in.
Here it goes.
Son, no one can fuck your mouth in the face. You get on it, son.
Man, I didn't know Usman had it in him.
No, it was good. It was like really good. Oh man, it cracked me up. He's letting them bully you, son. It was really good. Man.
I didn't know Usman had it in him.
Yeah. So that was like that was funny. I was like, how come no one's like commenting how funny? Because everyone, you know how some people like there's like a trend that follows in, MMA sometimes where it's like fun to trash people. So people like say things like, he's just so hard to listen to. And it's like, he's not even, no, he's not. He's not hard to listen to. Like he actually is, he's nice to listen to. Like he says some points. I mean, he says the same, after a while, people ask the same questions, so they give kind of the same answers. But there's some fighters that are hard to listen to, and he's not one of them.
Right. So. But you're right. People just find easy ways to clown people or try to. I don't know, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, what other fight on that card are you looking forward to most?
I mean, come on. What do you mean?
I mean, obviously.
Come on. I mean, the coach.
I didn't want to have to say it. I was hoping that you would say it.
It doesn't even. If Justin Gaethje is on the card, then I mean, that's the most exciting fight. I don't care who else is on the card. Conor McGregor could be fighting that night. That's great. And I can't wait for Conor. That's gonna be great. Oh, Justin's on there? It's gonna be exciting. That dude he is just entertainment. Him and Chandler. Chandler and him, their last fight. That was his last fight, right?
Yeah.
Chandler, that was his last. I mean, he did a really good job. That was a fight Chandler could have won, but you can see that he messed up and he made a business decision. And he was like, I'm gonna be fun,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at the way he trains, man, it's almost like I don't think he trains to really win.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just trains.
You talking about Justin?
No, Chandler. Chandler don't train to win. So Chandler trains to be in shape so he can last 5 minutes or 15 minutes in a fun way.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I don't know. So how do you know that? Like what do you mean? How is he trained? Because I'm thinking you're training for a fight,
Yeah, but if you're training for a fight, it's like football. Like if you're training to win a football game, you got to have some plays that are going to score you some touchdowns.
Okay. So like different, like you gotta work on a certain route.
Yeah, you gotta learn. You gotta work on the stuff that's going to finish the fight. How you going to win? And I don't think Chandler really cares about that right now. I think he just cares about being exciting. I mean, obviously he's throwing punches and kicks and those are his weapons. He can knock somebody out, but I don't think he's really cares about that much. He just wants to be excited.
Yeah, it's weird because he can. It seems because he matches up so well against everybody in the division.
Yeah, for sure.
He matches up well against everybody, but he doesn't. Yeah, like what you're saying. I guess he doesn't. I didn't know how he trained, but I just know he doesn't fight that way. I mean, he fights I'm like, bro, what are you, bro?
Well, I mean, think about it.
It feels like if I had a controller, I'd be like, do this part. Right here.
Well, because he's athletic as hell. He can wrestle. He's got power, but he goes out there and he just blah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a good thing. Like and you could just tell probably when he trains, he goes in there, he does a lot of strength and conditioning, a lot of lifting, probably a lot of sparring, but never probably sits down and goes, all right, how am I going to win this fight?
Yeah.
What am I going to do to take advantage of this guy's weaknesses? How am I going to exploit that?
Yeah.
And I could tell he don't do that.
Like Kobe Bryant, he'll like work on a position for he'll do the same move 2 hours. Like, right? He'll take it in the same location, step, boom, step. Like you hear stories all the time of him doing that sounds boring. But I guess I get what you're saying. Like, it seems like Chandler maybe just kind of goes and plays basketball. Like he just hoops.
Yeah. And that's fine, right? Like it's worked for him.
He got that
maybe his career might not be as successful if he was more technical, and people would probably call him boring, and wouldn't want to see him fighting,
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I don't ever judge nobody's style. Like whatever works for them and makes them the most money, I'll let them do it. Like if that's what you want to do, then do it.
But do you think that he could train to win a fight and he could still be entertaining?
At this point in his career, no. He's too old.
He's too old. Okay.
He's too old. So he's at this point he's better off doing what he's doing. If he was younger, like if he was in his 20s and could do what he does, I'd be like, dude, you need to start training better because you're gonna be hurt by 25. Like, because he can't last that much longer. So now he's at the end of his career anyway. He's got 1 or 2 fights left. go ahead and
Yeah.
let him kill himself. But
You
the way
think if
he,
he,
the way,
you think if he loses against Conor, he retires?
oh yeah, I think regardless of what happens, he's going to retire.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That'd be
I
smart.
think, yeah, I think he built himself up to his career to get this opportunity. He's doing a TV show. He's going to be on TV for 13 weeks, and then he's going to fight Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
That is a wrap. That
Yeah.
is a victory. Win or lose, he's
Yeah.
gonna cash out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's a perfect fight for Conor because, I mean, just his style. He doesn't fight to win; he fights to have fun. And,
Yeah,
and Conor's a sniper, and also Chandler's not someone to play with either.
right.
So it's like people give Conor a hard time, but he don't take easy fights.
No,
People try to bring up like the cowboy fight, but it's like this man came back after I think it was after boxing to fight Khabib or something. Like I was like, bro, what are you doing, man? Get you a tune-up. Like
yeah,
what are you doing? You know, he
yeah.
doesn't
Conor
take
can take easy fights.
Yeah.
It-
What
I-
fight on the card? Go ahead.
What fight on the card am I looking forward to?
Yeah.
That fight, but I'm looking forward to seeing Roman Dolidze and Marvin Vettori.
Oh, yeah, Marvin. Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. Yeah, I mean, listen, Marvin's like in a weird spot, right?
He's, and, I'll say, like, can't beat the top guys, but he's probably better than everybody else. Kind of
Everybody
makes him
else,
a keeper, but he
he's
talks.
like,
Shit. He's the
yeah,
man.
he's like, we can't afford Robert Whitaker. We got him at home.
Yeah, yeah. Robert Whitaker at home.
Yeah, because Robert Whitaker beating everybody else, but he ain't gonna buy. I mean, Robert is praying that Izzy lose again. He's
No,
praying that Izzy lose because I mean, Robert versus Alex, he's just gonna take him down. I mean,
yeah,
getting taken down by like Izzy. You think Robert, who can wrestle, is not gonna take him? I mean, and he doesn't get tired. I mean, that's not a good matchup for Alex.
I know.
You
But
know,
Alex is sitting in a good spot, man. I think honestly, I think he's going to win this fight, and then he can go up to light heavyweight and possibly beat all those guys up there too.
really.
Probably.
I think he loses to the current champion.
Who, Jamal Hill?
Yeah, but maybe I'm racist. I could be.
I'm always I hate picking against Jamal Hill because he always makes me put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, he
But
does.
yeah, he does. He always does, and he always reminds me of it too because the guy's got a memory. Like, but I don't know, man. I like you got to. I think you got to take him down, right? Like no one takes him down.
It's I don't know, man. I just feel like, Jamal's so weird, bro, because his body looked like a dad that just is sad because he lost his kids and he's trying to get his life back together. He's staying with his mom, but he's got an interview next Thursday. That's what his body looked like. Like it just,
you can deduce all that from his body shape.
all that. That's what I get. You know what I mean? And it's like they're like, "Yo, Jamal, you got to stop drinking all that beer. You got a beer belly." And he's like, "I don't even drink beer." That's the kind of belly that he got. But he just be knocking dudes out. Like he has this weird power that is just this weird power, and it's like he can almost with his body. It's like, oh, you can be middleweight.
Yeah,
the same way Izzy could be like a welterweight.
Yeah.
You
I agree. I mean, he got weird power, man. His accuracy and his fighting instincts are incredibly high. Like probably the highest I've ever seen.
Really?
And he's a natural winner.
Oh,
so,
okay. Oh, hold up. Man, because I really want you, but it says it's gonna stop recording in less than a minute. So I think maybe let me stop record it. Let me stop and then re-record. I guess because I don't know. I don't know if that's because the Zoom link or this is so ghetto. But listen, It's the first. It's always like this the first time.
It's the first episode.
Yeah. There's first. Okay, something happened. Yeah, but it's always like so. Hey, what's up, y'all? Sorry about that. The other video deleted. This is new. This is the first episode, so it's gonna be a little janky. But I had so much fun with Dean. Dean's the man. Go ahead and subscribe to Dean and Preach, the MMA show / podcast, and yeah, we're excited, man. Be ahead of the game. Be here, but like, oh, we was here from the beginning. Go ahead and subscribe.